one of the fundamental differences, say, between the movement paradigm between martial sports in general. In the strike, you have a 1, 2, 3, et cetera,
Yeah.
right? So it's a 1 and then 2 and then 3. With the katana, he says it's like hitofudegaki. In calligraphy terms, that means when you write a character, you go in the beginning when you're learning how to write Japanese or Chinese characters, it's like 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. As you become more advanced, this turns into 1, then 2. You become really advanced, and it's 1. And bladed combat, essentially, he said, is hitofudegaki, or you write the character in one stroke and it's done.
Yeah.
And you have no time to think.
That's what my internal boxing teacher, Thorsten Kanzmeier, he always referred as broken and unbroken movement. So it's like if you break the movement, or you just do one movement, you know, and that's what you say is so important. Yeah. And I think with the katana, I think it's even more important because the movements are in essence a little bigger, because you have not the, shouldn't say bigger, but you know, with the if you have a sword in one hand, you know, you can do a lot of movement from the shoulders and from the elbows. But with the katana, it has to come with the right body movement and right footwork, and it must be precise in a very different way. And that's where this fluidity comes into play, which is, I think, a very high level of not going block, punch, kick, defense, but just going, you know, one thing and right moment and sword, and then, you know.
Now, so, that is, by the way, that is to say, that doesn't mean that this is low level at all. Like, there's a very high level that's involved in any kind of striking art, boxing, et cetera, you know, chaining your moves. And there's a fluidity there, but inherently it's a different mode of movement with different requirements.
That's good what you say, because I've seen that in a lot of classical guys who don't spar. They try to be like, you know, like one motion, but it's rigid. And I personally, from my experience, I like to work a lot with this one motion thing. But I feel for my own training, first I need to be good in defense. So when I train, for example, I allow my students to strike and I only make defense. I just move my body and I do body work. And once I'm able to be not affected by all that stuff, then I can go into one movement. But still I have the flexibility and the fluidity to do that. And I think that's very different from Ark, who has this fluidity, versus some traditional guys who just emulate, you know, just try to copy this movement and just go, oh, one guy is coming with one punch. But in reality, you know, people are moving, and you need the right timing, and you need the right, and even the right mindset, I think, to enter in the right moment to do the job, you know.